Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are making some delicious meat pies. If you are new here, you are welcome. This is Vicky in the kitchen. Why don't you subscribe and click the notification bell so that anytime I upload videos like this, you'll be the first person to be notified. Now without talking much, let's get into it. We begin by adding flour into our bowl, and I'm going to top that up with some baking powder and salt. I'll give this a very good mix. So for this recipe, I am using soft flour. You can also use all-purpose flour and it works perfectly. Next, I am adding in margarine. I'm using margarine for this recipe, but if you have butter, you can use butter as well. It's also very good for pie, okay? So after adding the margarine, I'm going to mix this very well. What we want is to achieve a breadcrumb-like consistency, okay? That is what will help us to get the best ratio of margarine to flour. So I'll be leaving every ingredient and their measurements in the description box for you to check it out. So once we reach the consistency like this, I'm going to be adding some milk to this, okay? You can also use only water or only milk. That's totally to your preference. So after adding in the milk, I'll mix it and then go in with some water little by little until I achieve a soft dough-like consistency. You know, for the pie not to be too tough or too hard, we want the dough to be nice and moist, okay? So add water little by little or your milk little by little until you get to a soft dough consistency like I got to right now. Once that is done, I'll divide the dough into two and I'll be storing it in my freezer for some time because I am going to be making the filling and I want the dough to rest very well, okay? You can also store it on your work surface for like 10 minutes. That's if you've made your filling and everything already. So let's get into the next stage. To make my filling, I'm going to put some oil under medium heat. Once it heats up, I'll add in some onions and saute them until they are almost browning or until they are translucent. Then I'll add some minced meat. You can also use corned beef for this if you prefer, but you know that corned beef has salt, so you may want to watch the salt content or add some potatoes to it to take off the salt. After cooking it in its own juice for 5 minutes, I was back to check on it. It was still a bit tough, so I'll be adding water little by little and then cooking this until it's nice and tender the way I want it, okay? So we are back to check on our meat and it's nice and tender. I'll give it a very good mix and then I will add some ginger and garlic powder. You can add the grounded ones if you want, okay? Just a little because I'm not making a lot, and then I'll stir it a bit. After that, I'm also going to add some stock cube to this. You can add any seasoning of your choice, but just make sure that you're not too loud on the seasonings because when the seasonings are too loud, your pie would not be nice. So add some carrots and then give it a good mix. I'm going to cover this for like 2 minutes so that it will cook in the heat, okay? And it will be nice and tender. So once I was back, it was ready. I added a little water to loosen it up a bit and then some corn starch, okay? This is going to help us thicken our filling and then make it juicy as well, okay? So after giving it a good mix and adding a pinch of salt to taste, my filling was done. I'll cover this and then let it cool down until it's ready for use. Our dough has been resting for some time and is defrosted beautifully, so we are going to go ahead and work on our pie crust. I'm going to divide this crust into 4 equal pieces. You can also choose to roll the dough throughout and then cut out your pieces, but I think this works better because it's easier to manage the dough this way. I'm going to roll each dough into a round disc, and then I'll be using my bowl to cut out the pie pieces. So you can also use a pie cutter or any object that you can use to get your round shapes, okay? And fly your work surface a little bit to prevent sticking, and then repeat this process until everything is well made. So from this you will get some excess dough. So when you put it together and you roll it out again, you will end up with 10 pie pieces. That's if you are using the size of cutter I am also using. However, please do it how you prefer it done, okay? And this is the thickness I am going for. Our pie crust is ready to be assembled, so you can see that everything is well done. I'm going to break 1 egg, which I'll be using for my egg wash later on. And then our filling too has been resting beautifully for some time. I'm going to prepare my baking tray with some margarine. I will just grease it with margarine and then line it with parchment paper. If you have a non-stick pan, you can just use the parchment paper or cooking spray and you are good to go. Now that everything is ready, let's assemble our pies. So you want the smooth part of the dough to be down, okay, so that the rough parts we can conceal it, okay? So add about a tablespoon of filling, and then you can use your egg as a binder as well, okay? Or you can just use some water or leave it the way it is. You can do it how you like it. Once that is done, I'm going to fold it over beautifully and then use my finger to poke it to make it easier to work with. Some people prefer to just poke it and then bake it this way, but I want to use the fork method because I find that that works easier for me, okay? So slide the fork to make sure that you don't end up picking a dough, okay? If you don't slide the fork and you just lift it, you may end up tearing the dough apart. So press it and slide it just like this. I'm going to repeat the process so that you can see exactly what I'm trying to say. Add your dough, then you would use your egg as the binder, close it, use your finger to press it down. Then you use your fork and then you press it and you slide it just like this. And it is that easy. So repeat this process, and once everything is done, we are going to bake this, but we are not 100% finished. We are going to poke some holes in here for easy ventilation, okay? We don't want our pie to burst open in the oven. That's why we poke the holes. Then we are going to apply our egg wash on this as well. So your oven should be preheating at this time at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. My oven is also ready for the pies now. So I am going to go ahead and then bake this. I'm going to bake this immediately, okay? And once they were ready, look at how beautiful they turned out. This was a very easy pie to put together and it came out very nice. The result was good. Let me know in the comment section if you'll be making this as well. Let me know if you've also made it before and then how you make it. Let's share ideas in the comment section and then I would be glad to read all your nice comments. So if you are watching to this point and you've not yet liked this video, please do like the video, subscribe to Vicky in the Kitchen. Let's grow this family together. Until I post my next video, remember God loves you and has a great plan for your life. Bye.